Okay, Alyssa, let me help you out here. I think it'll be a pretty easy answer to this, but you want to look at these first two terms and not just what number you can divide them by, but the greatest common factor. So remember, a greatest common factor can involve numbers and letters. So this is the fact that I can take both of these and divide by 3p to the second, and these numbers are going to look weird because I'm having to type on my computer, but 3p to the second is what I can divide both of these by. So if I do that, I end up with a 3p to the second as my what I divided by, and then what's left over from that. So again, I'm treating these as two separate problems, ignoring what's over here right now. What's left over when I divide this by the 3p to the second is a 4p, and then minus, and then divide this by 3p to the second is a 7. And so that's what's left over. And then I do the same thing to the second part of it. So I look at the second part, you've got it divided correctly here. And what does this have as a greatest common factor? Okay, so I can divide both of those by 7. And so that's what's going to go here. And it's a positive 7. So we need to keep this equation going. You're usually going to put a plus sign right there. But it's a positive 7 that's going to come from that. And then what's left over from that? So doing a GCF problem, 28p divided by the 7 that I can divide that out gives me that 4p. So you actually did this one right, and then minus, and then 49 divided by 7 gives me 7. And so you have these two things. Now, the next thing that they suggested is that you look at what is in common. So this and this are the same. If they're not, you can't factor by grouping. But since they are the same, you write what's outside together. So it's the 3p to the second, which is out front of the first one. Essentially, your GCFs get written together, plus the 7. Okay, so I wrote this and this, and then what I'm doing essentially is factoring out this 4p minus 7. So I'm taking these away, and I just write it once here. And so that is my factored answer right there. So see if that helps, and I'm more than happy to make more of those.